Cleary Presents, a unique look at Northwest Arkansas with music, interviews, drama, and personalities. And now, here's Mike.
Hello, I'm Mike Cleary, and welcome to Mike Cleary Presents. When I was a young lad, my folks would take our family out camping in a great big tent far back into the deep, secluded woods. We'd sit around the campfire at night and tell stories and sing old folk songs. Well, if you're like me, you probably knew the words to a lot of those old sing-along songs, but perhaps are not too sure about the history or the meaning behind them. Well, in this presentation of Mike Cleary Presents, we'll take a closer look at some of our favorite old folk songs, particularly the ones about jails and the woes of being a prisoner in olden times. Down in the valley so low, hang your head over, hear the wind blow, hear the wind blow, love, hear the wind blow, hang your head over, hear the wind blow. The song Down in the Valley is also known as the Birmingham Jail and is a traditional country blues American folk song. Write me a letter, send it by mail, send it in care of the Birmingham Jail. Birmingham Jail, love, Birmingham Jail, send it in care of the Birmingham Jail. The verses mentioning Birmingham Jail refer to the Birmingham City Jail in Alabama. Build me a castle 40 feet high, so I can see her as she goes by, dear, as she goes by, so I can see her as she goes by. Guitarist Jimmy Tarleton claimed to have written the lyrics to Down in the Valley in 1925 while he was jailed in Birmingham for moonshining. It was first recorded by Jimmy Tarleton and his partner Tom Darby on November 10th, 1927 in Atlanta, Georgia for Columbia Records. Roses love sunshine, violets love dew, angels in heaven know I love you, know I love you, dear, know I love you, angels in heaven know I love you. The song became so popular that Tarleton was invited to the dedication ceremony for the new city jail at the present South Side site, which was completed in 1937. Down in the valley, that valley so low, hang your head over, wind blow. I like this next jail song because I get to do a little bit of Elvis Presley. When I say a little bit, I mean a very little bit. The old town looks the same as I step down from the train, and there to meet me is my mama and my papa. Down the road I look, and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. In this song, a man returns to his childhood home for what seems to be his first visit since leaving there in his youth. When he steps down from the train, his parents are there to greet him, and his beloved Mary comes running to join them. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. They meet him with arms reaching, smiling sweetly. With Mary, the singer of the song strolls at ease among the landmarks and the monuments of his childhood, feeling that it's good to touch the green, green grass of home. The old house is still standing, though the paint is cracked and dry, and there's that old oak tree that I used to play on. Down the lane I walk with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Abruptly, the man switches from song to speech as he awakens and sees 4 gray walls surrounding him and realizes that he's still in prison. What started out as a pleasant reminiscing is in actuality a man dreaming of visiting his home once more before he dies. Nashville songwriter Curly Putnam wrote the song in 1964 and was inspired by a crime scene in the film The Asphalt Jungle. In 1966, Tom Jones heard the Jerry Lee Lewis version and wanted to record the song for his next album. Jones said, "It made me think of Wales when I recorded it. The old town looks the same." And it seems like a lot of people relate to the sentiment to their hometown too. Jones went on to say that most folks don't realize what the song is really about. Well, as the man resumes singing, we learn that he is actually waking up on the day of his scheduled execution. Then I awake and look around me at 4 gray walls that surround me, and I realize, yes, that I was only dreaming. For there's a garden, there's a sad old padre. On and on we'll walk at daybreak again. I'll touch the green, green grass of home. He sees the guard and a sad old padre who will walk with him to his execution at daybreak. And then he'll be able to return home in the shade of that old oak tree. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree as they lay beneath the green, green grass of home. American folk singer Joan Baez recorded the song Green, Green Grass of Home in 1969. The Joan Baez song version ends with the lines, "Yes, we'll all be together in the shade of the old oak tree when we meet beneath the green, green grass of home." Well, I think that's enough Elvis for one time. I think you can always have too much of a good thing. We'll be right back with more The Story Behind the Folk Songs after these announcements. Welcome back to Mike Cleary Presents and more Story Behind the Folk Song. I went across the river and I lay down to sleep. I went across the river and I lay down to sleep. I went across the river and I lay down to sleep. When I woke up, I had shackles on my feet, 21 links of chain around my leg, 21 links of chain around my leg, 21 links of chain around my leg, and on each link the initials of my name. Well, it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Prisoners didn't always spend all their time behind bars. Many were sent to work in fields and on the railroads. They call these prisoners the chain gang because they were chained together as they toiled away. I asked that judge, what's going to be my fine? I asked that judge, tell me what's going to be my fine? I asked that judge, tell me what's going to be my fine? 21 years on the Rocky Mountain line. Chain gangs were used to build the Rocky Mountain Railroad line over the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. 21 years to pay for my awful crime. 21 years to pay for my crime. 21 years to pay for my crime. 21 years, but I still got 99. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm a worried now, but I won't be worried long. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley, hang down your head and cry. hang down your head, Tom Dooley, poor boy, you're bound to die. Tom Dooley, known to his friends as Dooley, was a soldier in the Confederate Army who loved to sing and play the banjo. Well, Dooley was probably a form of the Appalachian dialect, where they pronounce the A as Y, like in Grand Ole Opry. Tom was very popular with the ladies, particularly with his childhood sweetheart, Laura Foster, and her cousin, Ann Foster. After the Civil War was over, Tom returned to his home in Happy Valley, North Carolina. Ann had married James Milton and was very jealous of the attention that Dooley was giving to her cousin. Although Laura Foster was now seeing Bob Grayson, a dalliance with her former sweetheart, Tom, proved too tempting to resist. I met her on the mountain, there I took her life. Met her on the mountain, stabbed her with my knife. Though Laura Foster was already engaged to Bob Grayson, Tom and Laura made plans to secretly elope. On the night they intended to run away, Laura mysteriously disappeared. When Laura's horse returned without its rider, Laura's fiancé, Bob Grayson, suspected foul play and led a posse to arrest Tom Dooley. By this time tomorrow, reckon where I'll be. If it hadn't been for Grayson, I'd have been in Tennessee. Dooley swore his innocence of the crime. Suspicion arose around the jealous cousin, Ann Milton, when she led authorities to the precise location where Laura's body was buried. Ann Milton was later arrested for the crime, and Tom quickly changed his story and confessed to the murder, although it was obvious he was merely sacrificing his life for Ann Milton's. This time tomorrow, reckon where I'll be, down in some lonesome valley, hanging from a white oak tree. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley, hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley, poor boy, you're bound to die. The song was reportedly written by Tom Dooley himself. His grandmother heard him singing it in his jail cell, and again, as he rode in a wagon atop his coffin on the way to the gallows. Though it was his own confession that convicted him and freed Ann Milton from any involvement, Tom's last words on the gallows were, "Gentlemen, do you see this hand? Do you see it tremble? Do you see it shake? I never hurt a hair on the girl's head." Come on now, hang down your head, Tom Dooley, hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley, poor boy, you're bound to die. Well, you wake up in the morning, hear the ding-dong ring, and shuffle to the table. You see the same darn thing. Ain't no food upon the table but a fork, spoon, and pan. You say anything about it, you get in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special shine its light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me. The Midnight Special is primarily a song about a train, though it never specifically says so anywhere in the song. This song is about hope for a prisoner to be released from jail soon. Let the Midnight Special shine its light on me. Let the Midnight Special shine its light on me. The Midnight Special was a Southern Pacific passenger train out of Houston that passed close by Sugarland Prison in Texas. Let the Midnight Special shine its light on me. Let that Midnight Special shine its ever-loving light on me. In order to prevent escape, barred windows of the prison were located high above eye level so that the inmates couldn't see the landscape, only the sky. Well, legend had it that if the headlight of the passing train shined in through the window onto an inmate, it was a sign that the prisoner would soon be set free. Yonder comes Miss Rosie, say how do you know? I can tell by her apron and the clothes she wore. See her carry an umbrella and a paper in her hand. She come to see the warden, come to free her man. Let the Midnight Special shine its light on me. Let the Midnight Special shine its ever-loving light on me. These are just a few of the old-time folk songs about jails and prison life. I suggest you explore some of your own favorite songs and discover the underlying meaning and a history behind the lyrics. Check out your local library or explore the history of old songs through the internet. I hope you enjoyed this presentation of jail songs and the story behind the folk song. I'm Mike Cleary. Thanks for joining me and have a wonderful day.
Thanks for joining us today. Watch our schedules for the next program or check us out on YouTube. This has been a presentation of Bella Vista Community Television.